The only example I can think of in my head right now is a scene from Avengers Endgame.
Even though they showed that scene, why is it only until now?
There's a stigma with YouTube girl gamers who get bullied by guys.
Literally Kamala, like that changed the game when it came to women in power.
There's also like AOC that's very strong on like social media.
A lot of the Disney movies that just came out are all like female leads.
Frozen, those all like portray strong female leads that don't require a man.
In Black Panther, amazing women of power there. And all the Disney princesses.
I project myself in a certain way to impress others. For those that agree, please keep your cameras on. For those that disagree, please turn your cameras off.
I'm not talking exactly for myself, but I know that for women, it's not just you dress to impress men, but you also dress to impress other women, because it's not that you feel like you are not beautiful without getting validation from other people, but I find that like even for myself, I dress the way I do because I've gotten compliments from other people that they've seen what I look like or how I dress or how I do my hair, because other people have validated that for me. And I mean, I will dress the way that I will dress until I'm comfortable, but I find that a lot of the time people dress the way that they do because they've been given affirmation by other people. So it's not that your beauty is based on other people, but there is a sense of being impressed or impressing others, because that's, you know, that's normal. That's the way that you would look in life, I guess.
I 100% agree. Initially, when I thought of the statement, I think about like the workplace. So say, for example, when you're coming in for an interview, or if you're just coming into work in general, and like you project yourself in a way that you want to make that good impression, like that good first impression, and always makes a difference in how people perceive you. In general, for me, I feel like people will always have this perception of who they think you are as like a person, and like the way that you dress and the way that you look and how you project yourself. It's not really more to like impress others, but more of, I guess, to say just the way that people perceive me, that kind of takes a toll on how I also see myself.
I think like, well, everything's like circumstantial, but just in my own perspective and like my own experiences, I've come to grown to project myself to impress myself, because I think there's instances where I've heard like people saying like, you look better without makeup, and like that triggers me so much, because it's kind of just in a way that like, but it wasn't for you. Like it's definitely something that I want for myself and for my own confidence. And like I do get the point of Cammy, and like I do agree that there is impressions of like in that scenario guilty. I know this might contradict myself, but like I'm definitely someone who's indecisive, and I do this often, right, where I do seek validation from some people of like for pictures that I can like put on Instagram, or like if I'm doing anything changes like hair or anything. But then in the end, I always end up choosing something that I want for myself. It does influence me, but in the end of the day, it's usually for my own self.
I also agree with Kaycee. Like for me, when someone tells me that I look better without makeup, I don't get triggered, but I'm like, oh, really? I just question it, because I'm not putting makeup on for them. It's just more like for me, because I like putting on makeup because it's my way to express myself, or it's just a way to be more creative. And then in a sense, also, it's like I like it. I like the way I look when I have makeup on. I like the way I look when when I curl my hair. So if someone were to tell me that they don't like my hair curled, or like they don't like it when my eyebrows look like that or whatever, because I've gotten those before, I just brush it off and I'd be like, okay, well, sucks to suck. I'm gonna look like this either way, because this is how I look like, and I like it the way I am. So in a way, I disagree with the statement, because I really just project myself in a way to impress myself, because I have high standards for myself.
Well, in the beginning of my puberty years, I honestly cared about how I project myself for others or to impress others. But then later on in life, when I decided to, you know, think about my self-love and self-care, I just started thinking that I should be dressing myself for me and not impress other people. Like what Casey and Kay said, I'm not the way I am because I want to impress you. I am the way I am because I want to impress myself, and it's like a way for me to love myself.
I'm not gonna say I didn't agree to this statement once in my life. I would say, like what Jazel said before, I would definitely put myself together and post on Instagram to get the likes. But even like in the way that I carry myself in the dance community, really just like faking it till I make it, like acting as if I get the choreo when I really don't, just to impress other people, other dancers, or like posting my dance videos to impress other dancers. It's definitely something that I've done in the past. So I'm not gonna like, I don't want to be contradicting, but it's definitely something I've done in the past. But very recently, I feel like 2020 was when my mindset kind of changed to the point where I really just don't care what I really just don't care how people think of me anymore. And I feel like there isn't really a certain way that I project myself anymore. If anything, the way I project will be different depending on my mood. So I feel like people will take what I give them. So at the end of the day, you can't impress everyone. Not every single person is gonna like you. And I feel like that's something that I've learned very recently. So it's really just accepting that.
To add on to that, I think now being in my mid-20s, I like accept that this is how I look like. I can't change it, just rock with it. And yes, in the past, I've liked having those affirmations from people, but never was it the intention to get those affirmations. It was more of, oh, I want to wear this shirt because I want to wear this shirt, you know? And if it was, say, in a professional sense, and I wear eyeliner even on a Zoom like meeting with one person, I don't think that was to, oh, is my boss gonna like my eyeliner today? You know, like it's just I want to look that way to present myself and express myself in what I look like or what I wear. It's a projection of how I feel. If I look like poo-poo, then like that's how I feel today, and everyone will know it. And if I want to feel better about myself, I will do it on my own terms, but it's never to seek that validation. That wasn't the intention.
For me, same thing as Jazel and Christina. Back in the day, I definitely projected myself in a certain way to impress others. I think at the end of the day, we were all just kind of trying to find ourselves. And in finding myself, I do remember doing things that were not of the ordinary for me, or things that would step out of my comfort zone. To think of it, I don't know if it was to impress others or if it was to impress myself. For example, I don't wear makeup anymore. And I did used to wear makeup simply because I liked the way that I look. I liked how I looked with makeup. And I think it was just based on all insecurities. Now that I'm older and thinking about it all, is that I am my biggest critic. I am the one person that's the hardest on myself. So it got to a point where I was definitely like, I don't really care what anybody thinks. I just stopped caring, and I just did everything for me and ended up being comfortable with the person that I am. At this point, I still sometimes know that whatever I do it for me. I can't change the way others will see me. And at the end of the day, I shouldn't care how other people see me, because everything that I do, like, I'm living my life and I can choose the way that I live it. These strangers are less than 1% that I see. And my friends, if they are my friends, they'll love me for who I am. I don't need to be a certain person to impress them.
I just want to add on to what Donna said about at the end of the day, we're just trying to find ourselves. And that was exactly what happened to me. Because in the beginning, I did project myself as, a certain way to impress others, and not just with appearance, but also like activities and appearance. So like when I used to work in retail at a certain store, my coworkers are doing this, my coworkers are dressing like this. So in my head, I'm like, okay, I guess I have to do this to fit in and impress other people. And like, because I was liking the compliments. And I, in the long run, it's like, it's not a good feeling, because at the same time, I feel like I wasn't loving myself in a way. I was more like loving the compliments that I was getting and loving, like what Mary said, the affirmations that she was getting. I shouldn't be, projecting myself in a certain way to impress someone other than myself.
I agree with what everybody said, especially those that disagree. I feel like I'm kind of in like that middle ground where I like project myself in a certain way to impress others, but also to embrace myself. Honestly, for me, throughout my adolescent life, I didn't really worry about what people thought. Throughout high school, I never wore makeup. I never really saw myself that the person that needed to really wear makeup. And it wasn't only until like first year university where in the cafeteria with like my friend and she had her friend there and they were kind of talking about like makeup. And then she turns to me and she noticed, she was like, oh yeah, but you like, I noticed that you don't wear makeup. So I'm not gonna talk to you about this. And that was really that point where I was like, oh, it's like, it kind of like struck me and I was like, okay, maybe this is my time to wear makeup. Like if people notice that much that they see me in that way, then that's when it kind of hit me. And I think like in general, like just dealing with like negative criticism and how people like will say like certain things about like people will perceive you in a negative way or be like you don't wear makeup or like you have acne or like you I don't know like your outfits aren't put together. It's something I'm still trying to learn about myself and like not to take people's negative criticism too personally.
Just to add to that, Cammy, when people say those things about you or just to anyone in general, that just goes to show their personality and they're just projecting it. So, you know what, Queen? Don't even listen. Block the haters.
I agree with Cammy because last year I've experienced that when I gained weight, someone very, very close to me pointed out that I gained weight and said it in a negative way that like it really struck me. Like I started to work out more and more. I worked out like 5 times a week and then now I'm trying to work out 6 times a week, which is kind of unhealthy. Well, it's not unhealthy, but unhealthy for me because it started from 0 to like 6 times a week, right? So it should be gradual, affected the way I projected myself because I wanted to impress them and show them that, hey, I'm not fat anymore. Like I'm not that person that you're seeing anymore. And it's just kind of a way proving to them that their statement of what they said about me was wrong. So I'm in the middle ground because sometimes I can feel a way to just not care about what others say, but then there are times where I still feel like I need to look good. Like for example, if I were to be impressing someone's parents, like I always feel like I have to put my best behavior just so I can impress them and they can like me back. And that's putting my best behavior on.
There's so many people that are especially close to us that can make these comments and we know that their intention is to like motivate us, but in the way that they say it is just sometimes so degrading and so bad. There are like on and off days, like obviously like when confidence isn't always there, that we're affected and influenced by people's opinions. But yeah, it's a day by day basis, honestly. And like not saying that we don't want people making comments about each other, but like more in like a still hype each other up and do it in a way that like empowers people instead of like putting them down. Yeah, like even if it's not for you, it's not for you, it doesn't mean that the affirmations are not needed because it does help.
I think this topic is a very hard hitting one because it's something that we do have to kind of realize for ourselves and we kind of have to dig deep within and to understand how we view ourselves and how we want to be portrayed by others. At the end of the day, like we're all dealing with our own stuff and sometimes things that people say kind of just add fuel to the fire. And as much as we don't want it to get to us, when people say these things to us, it just confirms what we already know. And you know what they say, like if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say it at all. And that's what we should kind of go towards. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm not a person that puts people down because I sometimes do say I don't have a filter and it's hard.
When you seek validation from like just to the viewers in general, not to y'all, it's just like the way I see it, if I give the power to people, oh, do you like my dress? Do you like my makeup? If I give them that power, it takes it away from my own happiness. So that's how I see it. It's like those times when I was younger and be like, oh my gosh, can you see my stomach in this dress? That waiting period of like hearing their answer, it's so crap. So I think taking the power back and like doing it for me is way better than giving it to someone else. My point was from this quote by Theodore Roosevelt. It is, comparison is the thief of joy.
You can be whatever you want to be. Don't let men put you down just because you're a woman. There is power in being a woman.
Be confident in who you are, and don't forget to love yourself, to think about yourself and not others, not people around you, not their opinions, because at the end of the day, it's your opinions that matter.
In this society, there are many cases that you're gonna face that are very catered to men. And I'm just gonna say, change it. Like, don't make it just for men. Like, be the change, create that change, and like, you can do it.
I'm pretty sure someone said it already. But hype yourself up, go into the mirror, look at yourself, tell yourself that you're worth it, you are beautiful. Go look at Cammy's video for that self-motivating love video. And also our videos to get some inspiration.
Any young women who is watching this, to embrace being a woman and don't be afraid to challenge those stereotypes, challenge those positions that are meant for males or that are male dominant. Personally, coming from an industry who is male dominant, now, I never felt that I was lacking as a woman in an industry filled with men because of the professors that I had. They are very strong-minded women, and that they were encouraging not just other women, other students who are coming in to the industry, but other men too. Like, they're just that strong that they are trailblazers, and you guys should also find those women and have those mentors.
Like what Mary says, don't be afraid to challenge the stereotypes in our society today, in the society in the future, because we're, at the end of the day, I know we're equal. We just have to get there, and by getting there, it starts with us.
I'd just like to end it with a quote from your girl Michelle Obama, and she said, "There is no limit to what we as women can accomplish." Who run the world? Girls!
Okay guys, thanks guys for watching our video today. If you enjoyed our video, this is in honor of International Women's Day. Please give it a thumbs up and follow us on Instagram at 10 out of 10 and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want any more chit chat videos with us, if you liked talking with us or have any other opinions, let us know in the comments below. We hope you guys stay safe and watch out for any other 10 out of 10 content upcoming. Peace!
Bye!
Bye.
Bye.